There are several products and methods for panning a rough opening. I've chosen a self-adhering, flexible flashing designed for this purpose. A retrofit installation requires a little variation from a new construction method because, of course, the exterior veneer is already in place. Here's a preview of the sill pan installed. The panning aligns with the interior edge of the framing and folds over the exterior face by 1 inch at the sill and the sides. No further for this application. It also runs about 6 inches up each side. And notice here, the pan flashing tucks behind the membrane through this horizontal cut I made for a shingle lap sequence. So here we go. Mark the rough opening width on the pan flashing, add 12 inches, and cut off squarely. As mentioned, I only want a 1 inch exterior face fold over. So I'll measure from the interior framing edge to the exterior face and add the 1 inch. In this case, I'll need to trim this panning to a 5 inch width. Next, measure 4 inches up from the sill and make a 1 inch wide horizontal cut in the membrane on each side. Adhere the membrane edge at the sill and up the sides only to the membrane horizontal cuts with a skinny bead of sealant. This will hold the membrane in place when placing the pan. And now I'm ready to do just that. Dry fit the panning on the sill, centering it by eye. Then make a reference mark at one corner. This is really sticky stuff, so peel away just the interior half backing first, and then droop it into place using your reference mark in the corner, and align the interior edge to the framing. Let it contact only the sill at first, and don't stretch the material. I'm using just a scrap of smooth masonite to press it to take hold and tuck it in the corners. Remove the remaining backing like so. Then adhere the panning up the sides, keeping it aligned with the interior framing edge reference. Begin folding the panning over to the exterior face, working it a little at a time over the entire length to avoid bunching up or wrinkling. This is where securing the membrane edge in place earlier pays off. Take your time as you work it into place and span it out at the corners. And here again, use a flat wood scrap to smooth it out. Ideally, then secure in place using a J-roller. I'm marking an outline for a 1/4 inch sealant bead that I'll inject behind the remaining membrane. Notice that it's arched at the top and it exits at the ends of the horizontal slits. With your wood scrap, flatten the bead toward the inner edge of the rough opening at the top and at the sides, and trim off any excess sealant ooze out. Our rough opening is now panned and ready for the installation.